In today's video, I'm going to be talking to you about the half kneel and the tall kneel. Both of these are great positions that you can fit into anyone's exercise program, regardless of what your goals are. And I'll talk to you about 3 benefits that these positions provide for you. The first of those being that they challenge your core and your abs. This happens because the half kneel and the tall kneel throw you in your body in an awkward and unfamiliar position, and it requires that the body stabilize itself. While the abs, and not only the abs are your core, that's also your lower back, glutes, hip muscles, etc. Their main job is stabilizing the body. So whenever the body is forced into an unstable position, such as the half kneel, which is on one knee, or the tall kneel, both knees, the body has to stabilize itself or we're going to fall over. So what are some exercises we can do from either of these positions? Okay, so we can do anything like a shoulder press. So you grab a kettlebell or a dumbbell. On your setup for the half kneel, you want to make sure both legs are at a 90-degree angle. Joints are stacked to knee under hips, shoulders over hips, knee over foot. You can grab your weight, you can hit a press, okay? From this same position, from the tall kneel, you can do something like a halo. You can do that also from the half kneel. You can also set up a pulley, you can do a row or an overhead pull. All kinds of possibilities as far as exercise selection. And being in that position, it's going to be more challenging to your core rather than laying down on a bench or seated shoulder press and more exercises like that. You're still going to get the components of your typical strength training, and now we're throwing in more instability, therefore working your abs without laying down and doing planks and just the ab exercises that everyone's just used to doing. So it spices up your routine just a little bit. The second benefit that the half kneel and the tall kneel brings for you is that it gets us into hip extension in a life where we are always forced into hip flexion. That is when our hips are looking like this. That's us seated at our desk, driving around in our car, desk at work, whether you're in work, school, etc. So by doing this position, not only can you do whatever exercise that you choose to do, we're also putting ourselves in a very functional position by getting our hip into that extension, getting those hip flexors nice and stretched out, and then we can do whatever exercise it is that you choose to do. So it translates very nicely to counteracting the daily positions that we put ourselves in. And if we're stuck in hip flexion all day, every day, and not really doing anything to counteract that, it can lead to back issues, really tight hip flexors, and that can affect your performance and just general quality of life. The third benefit that the half kneel and tall kneel provides for you is stability in your joints, and it can actually provide you some pain relief as a result for that. This ties back into the first point of challenging your core and your abs a bit, but it's a little bit different in the sense that you have to learn how to keep your joints stacked upon one another. So for example, shoulder press is a nice thing to reference in doing this. So when I go to press this, my body's going to want to do a lot of things to make this easier for me and make it so my abs don't have to fire, my glutes don't have to fire. So if I just press and I'm not keeping everything activated, my chest could flare up, that would put a lot of pressure into my lower back, and I'm not getting any kind of activity and work into my abs. Or, to give you a different point of view, I might be good here, but when I press, my hips might want to dip to the side. Now my glutes aren't firing, and my hips aren't doing their job as far as stabilization, and that can lead to some unstable hip joints. So if any of you out there have some lower back issues, that can stem from some instability in your rib cage or in your hips, whichever one of those it might be. The half kneel or the tall kneel both challenge that and require that your hips and your ribs and shoulders all learn to stay stacked on top of one another as they're supposed to be, and it can help you and find some relief, whether it be pain or whether it just be getting some better stability and strength in those areas. And that can provide a lot of benefits, again, not only for your performance, but just your overall quality of life. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you have any questions, comment below and subscribe, and thanks for watching.